What is up, YouTube? Today's video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to sell on Marketplace. Maybe you're selling like a dirt bike, ATV. I mean, these principles will still work if it's a car, a truck, your couch, your kitchen table. You know, it's the same concept. When I got started in this, I dealt with a lot of street bikes. And if anybody's familiar with it, there's actually a lot of theft in the street bike community and as well as the dirt bike community. So one of the things you got to do when you are going to sell the machine, you're going to go sell your dirt bike or sell a street bike or even ATV. You know, some of these machines are pretty fast, and if somebody has no experience, they might wreck it or they may take off on it. So take cash in hand before the test ride. A lot of people getting burned in these larger cities. What they'll do is they'll have you meet them at the local Buc-ee's or Quick Trip, whatever, you know. I'm from the South, so that's what we got down here. And they'll stand by a car. You'll be in a big parking lot where there's a lot of cars, or even like a Walmart. And they, you know, they'll hop on the bike. Hey, can I test ride it? And then off they go. They're gone. And your bike's never to be seen again. And if it does, if you do happen to see it again, it's not in the same condition that it was when they took it. You know, there was a bike a few years ago I ran across on Marketplace that somebody had took off on a test ride like that, and it was spray painted gold, the whole thing. They spray painted the whole thing gold. The only reason why that bike stuck out so well to me, because otherwise I wouldn't even have noticed it. These bikes, dirt bikes, the kicks, I think it was a KX 250F, had a hump seat on it. Dirt bikes don't normally have that. You'll see it on some of the race quads, but not on dirt bikes. I had found the bike back up for sale, completely spray painted. I'm talking about everything was spray painted gold. I'm not saying like they took everything apart. No, they spray painted the whole entire thing, seat and all, gold. It was on offer up. I ended up finding the dude who it was stolen from. I ran across his Marketplace ad. Hey, it was stolen. I sent it to him. I don't know if he ever got it back or not, but you know, that's why I do cash in hand for a test ride. So when you're listing the machine, or whatever it is you're listing, make sure you take good photos. You wanna make sure you get good pics. If I just came in here and you just snap one little pic like that right there, you're gonna get bombarded with a bunch of messages that are saying the same thing. Can I get some more pictures? So go ahead and have those good photos there ready on the listing. And then as well as in the description, actually put some stuff in there, some details. You know, I when I go to buy stuff on Marketplace all the time, I have to ask for details because they put nothing. And if you've ever sold anything on Marketplace, you know that does not necessarily mean that they're gonna read it, but that does cut down on some of the questions that you're gonna get while you've got it listed. When you go through the listing process though, it allows you to post to groups. You wanna post to as many groups as possible because more eyes, more potential sales. So now you're getting messages for your bike that you've got listed online, and somebody sends you, hey, can you text me? All right, you text them, no big deal. And they're like, hey, can you send me this Google Voice code? Don't. I don't know what that scam is, but that is a scam. That's not real. The Google Voice code, you're not supposed to send that out. So don't send that out. Next thing that I do personally is I make sure to respond quick and make it happen. Make myself available to sell it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain times where you got other stuff going on, you can't meet, maybe you're at work, whatever. But if somebody wants to come look at it today, make it happen. People change their minds, somebody will find the next machine, and then you lose that sale, and it may be a few more weeks, maybe a few more days till you have the opportunity to have somebody come out to buy it again. And make sure you're priced right. You know, some of these machines I get online, and I was messaging this dude who had a KFX 400 that looked like it had been sitting outside for quite a few years, and it was completely faded, non-running. He didn't know what was wrong with it. He wanted $5 grand for it. Even in the northern states where these are worth more, they're not a $5,000 machine, especially not in that shape and non-running. So be sure to research some of the price. Make sure you're priced right. You don't want to have, you know, a carb model KX 250F priced with fuel injected ones, because chances are you might not sell that. Have the machine ready to go. Like, don't be waiting until somebody's on their way to buy it to put the plastics back on or whatever it was that you decided you were gonna do. I've gone out to buy stuff and get there for them to be tinkering with it when I get there. And that generally means that there's other issues that they're not describing. Not really good selling point. This last part, these are just some tips of, I don't necessarily can't say this is the right way or the wrong way to do something. I'm gonna give you my perspective, some of the things that I do on this. This is, take it with a grain of salt. When I get a lot of people, if I have something listed, they'll just ask for the address. That's it. They just straight up ask for the address. Well, I don't want to give out my address to everybody. So what I do is I won't send my address out unless you're on your way, leaving the house, or we have some kind of arrangement for that. I've had issues with some people just showing up when they feel like it. I had a dude who was supposed to be on his way. He's gonna be here in 30 minutes. And it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He shows up at 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock at night. And I'd already sold the bike to somebody else. So I was, sorry, buddy, you're going home empty-handed. I also really don't like meeting people, because when you meet somebody, the ball's kind of in their court. If they decide to try to knock you down on the price or whatever, you're out the fuel costs, your time, and all that, versus having them pick it up. But on the same side, if you're meeting them, they're not coming to your house. It's a little sketchy on some of those deals. Some people I would not want coming to my house, that's for sure. So, like I said, with a grain of salt. Not everything is a quick sale. Sometimes you got to think about seasons. When it's back to school, stuff doesn't sell real well. That happens the same way with the parts. We slow down Christmas time. A lot of the bigger stuff doesn't sell well. Kids' bikes do. So don't necessarily get discouraged when you go to sell something if it's not moving, because it could just be the season. Right now, what are we in, February? It's about to be tax season and stuff flies right off the shelf, but up coming to it, nothing. People aren't buying bikes, people aren't buying parts. We start making a lot more sales after income tax. Thanks for watching. And if you have a tip that when you go to sell on Marketplace, put that down in the comments down below. Maybe help somebody else out, keep them from getting screwed, or there may be a better way to do it, And don't forget to count the money.